before I get into our awesome speaker for tonight, I wanted to thank everybody for hopping on and welcome to our team call. We meet here every Tuesday at 8 Eastern time. So thank you for taking time out of your evening. Hi, Nick. For joining us tonight. Obviously, we're on the 7th day of the month. We have plenty of time to hit Success Club, and we're always positioned really well when we have the 21-day fix and 21-day fix extreme challenge packs. So invite, and get out there and change some lives. And hi, Lisa. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the floor over to our speaker because she's taken time out of her evening to be away from her family to join our team. So we're very, very thankful to have her. Lisa Mohager.
Very good.
I said it a few times before we got on the call. So has joined us tonight. And Lisa and I met a couple years ago at one of Shanta's tea parties that she had.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually went to one of your trainings prior to that you had hosted for Atlanta at a hotel or something. So I think that was my first exposure of you. And I remember thinking, this girl is stunning, number one. She's super successful. But what really struck me with her is when we've had one-on-one time, she's always been so genuinely sweet and kind. And she's one of the most genuine people you'll ever meet. So she has these amazing credentials, but don't let them make you think that she's just not a normal person like us, because she is. She's 11-star diamond, 3-time elite, which is a huge, huge deal, we know. She is a Success Club all-star, and she is a member of the Millionaire Club, which, you know, there's not very many of those. So we have her tonight, and she's going to share her story, and I'm going to let you have it from here, girlfriend. Thank you for
Cool. Well, thank you so much for having me. So is everybody pretty much all over? Is anybody here in Georgia or?
Jen Hayes.
Awesome. Okay. Well, if you can't see, I have this line across my forehead because I decided to take the day off and I've been at the pool all day. And like 5 hours later, I still have this line across my forehead from my hat. So yes. But yeah, I mean, like Natalie said, I've been a coach for almost 7 years now. It'll be 7 years in July. And, you know, I was trying to think about how I want to start this today off. And, you know, I thought I would just talk about my life right now because, you know, I am living a pretty amazing life. You know, like Natalie said, I'm a member of the Millionaire Club. My husband and I, we basically do what we want when we want. You know, we have a very nice home. We have nice cars. I took the day off just because I needed the day off, and we went to the pool. We went to the mall. We had an amazing day. So, but I wanted to kind of share with you guys my story 7 years ago. While it's easy to see, okay, well, Lisa's got all this stuff right now, and she's probably, you know, fallen into this. This was probably very easy for her, and, well, Lisa did it, that's fine, but I can't do it or whatever. So I'm currently living in Atlanta, but when I started my journey with Beachbody, I actually lived in central Illinois. So I started the business in a tiny town of 1,300 people, and I remember thinking at the time, am I going to be able to do this? I had just recently gotten divorced, so I was a single mom and just really struggling. I was a secretary at a corn refinery plant, so I didn't have any, you know, like sales experience or speaking in front of people. And I remember, like, whenever I would speak in front of like a small group of people that I worked with, like these are people I see every day, right? My face would turn beet red. I would get that like granny voice. I'm like, oh my, you know, like what was I so afraid of? But anyway, I got signed up as a coach. I had already done Power 90, I'd done Turbo Jam, I had them on VHS. And so I had already lost weight, and I was at a point where it was like, okay, I was coming home from work and there was a repossession notice or foreclosure notice, or the power was turned off or the water was turned off. And I was like, I have to do something different. I don't know if you guys have ever been in this situation where you come home and your kids, or I have a daughter, she's like, you have to explain why there's no water. You know, so it was like I knew that I had to do something different, but I didn't really know what. I looked at doing other home businesses, and I don't have to tell you guys how amazing Beachbody is. But I think what really got me was that there's no parties, and it was very small cost to get started. So small, in fact, because when I first got signed up, I was flat broke. So my birthday is July 27th. And so I actually saved up my birthday money and got signed up as a coach. So back then, there were no challenge packs. There were no, academies or anything like that. None of that existed. But I saved up my money and I got signed up as a coach. And I really thought I was going to make $100 a month, because that was really all I could envision. I couldn't really see making more than that. I never knew anyone to be successful at a business like this. Like, I remember my mom having like Mary Kay parties or Tupperware parties, and I really just thought those ladies were doing it kind of for fun or as a hobby. I didn't imagine ever making the income that I'm making. So I thought if I just made $100 a month, that would change everything. And so kind of one thing led to another. I got plugged in. I'm on an amazing team, and I'll turn my phone off because I'm easily distracted. If I'm going like all over the screen, it's because of the Zoom. But I'm on an amazing team, and really for the first time in my life, I felt like I was doing something I could be proud of. I felt like I had no social connection. I had no friends. So when I got plugged into the team, it was like, wow, there's all of these awesome people that are inspiring and they're motivating. And like I said, for the first time, I felt like I was doing something I could be proud of. There was a time in my life where I was on public housing, and, I had my daughter at a very young age. I'm unwed, all of that stuff. So I've really kind of done everything backwards. So for me, it was like, wow, I'm a part of something really awesome, a part of something really special. And so I just kept plugging away. I didn't really know what I was doing. I had never heard of MLM or network marketing. I signed up in July, and I remember I went to a training in October. So about 4 months later, somebody kept talking about MLM, and I'm like, what company is MLM? I've never heard of that. And so I actually came back and Googled it. I was like, MLM, I don't know what this is. And so, it was just me plugging in and having fun, and not worrying so much about making money or, stressing myself out over those things, but just showing up every single day. So for me, it was 4 months in the business before I went Emerald. It was 9 months before I went Diamond. And I think that's really important for everyone to know, because we want it to happen overnight. If you're not Emerald by week 2, you're like, I'm done. I can't do this. This isn't working for me. It doesn't happen overnight. And in fact, the people, from my own experience, the people that like hit the ground running, they're Diamond in 30 days, they kind of fizzle out. So don't beat yourself up if you're not there yet. But it was 9 months before I went Diamond, and a week later I was Star Diamond. So about 18 months in the business, I was actually 6-star Diamond coach. So all of this just really was mind-blowing, and it was like this fun challenge, like you're challenging yourself, and every day it's like, can I do more? Can I, be better? Who can I talk to today? So it was about 18 months in the business that I had tripled my full-time income. So actually April of, it's been 5 years, so April 2011, I actually retired from my full-time job. So less than 2 years in the business, I was at a point where my corn refinery plant was moving its office to Chicago, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to live in Chicago. And I made the decision that I was going to quit. And as a single parent, that was really scary. Everybody thinks you're crazy. Everybody thinks you're crazy anyway, right? Even if you're not at that stage. Because a lot of times I was called the Shakeology Nazi, or that crazy shake person, or whatever. But you know what? Those people are still sitting in cubicles. So it's okay if somebody makes fun of you or they don't understand, because not everybody's going to understand your dreams. Not everybody's going to understand your goals and why you're doing it. And that's okay. Just let them laugh. And one day you'll be able to show them and kind of laugh under your breath. So I retired from my full-time job at 34, and a few months after that, I actually came to Atlanta. We used to have these trainings called game plan trainings that Beachbody put on, and so I came to Atlanta, brought my daughter, and we checked it out. We loved it, and literally 3 weeks later, we moved. If you can't tell, I'm kind of the spur of the moment type of person. I'm like, okay, yep, let's do that. But I really always knew that I wasn't living where I was supposed to be living. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. So I was looking for a place to move, and Atlanta was kind of what worked out. But, you know, if it wasn't for Beachbody, I would still be in that corn refinery plant. I would still be sitting in that cubicle, you know, making somebody else rich, taking time away from my family, all of that great stuff. So I was in Atlanta for about a year and a half, and quite a year and a half. And that's actually when I met my husband, Paj. And, you know, we got married. He proposed on a VH1 TV show, which is kind of insane. And we've been on TLC, Say Yes to the Dress. And I'm actually on a 21-day fix infomercial. So kind of my little small town girl, you know, going from roller skating around the little town, like chasing my brother and his friends on the bike, to kind of living a crazy life when I think about it. And it really is all started with Beachbody. And I wouldn't be living the life I'm living if I hadn't just taken that chance. You know, even though I set the bar really low, I had low self-confidence, I didn't really expect much out of this, but it worked. And you have an amazing coach. Natalie is amazing. As you guys know, she's giving you the tools to be successful. Beachbody is giving you guys the tools to be successful. So there's really no reason why everyone on this call can't do it. So like I said in the beginning, I had hoped to make $100 a month. Within 5 years, I had earned $1 million. And honestly, you know, since then, I'm earning my previous annual salary every single month. So every month I'm making what would have taken me an entire year to make at my full-time job, away from my daughter, you know, smelling that stinky corn refinery crap, and just, you know, not living my life to the fullest. So I think it's important for people to understand, like, how big the opportunity is. Like, yeah, you can sign up for the discount. You can get your Shakeology for free. And that's totally fine if that's what you're wanting. That's great. But if you're wanting to get out of your full-time job, if you're wanting to spend time with your family, if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, I'm living proof that it's true. And you guys know that I'm just one of thousands of people that are doing it. So I wanted to kind of talk to you guys tonight about just being consistent and planning ahead for success. So there were a lot of times in the business where I really questioned, was it going to work? I mean, I was working full time. I was a single mom. I was also teaching turbo kick at the gym. I was even volunteering to work at the front desk at the Y for some reason, because I just couldn't sit still. I don't know. So I was very busy and had no network, like I said, and, you know, there were slow months. I think the first 4 months I made like $90 in the business. So it would have been really easy for me to quit, to say, this isn't working. Why am I doing this? And even a year in, I questioned, why am I doing this? Is this going to work? You know, I doubted myself. I doubted the business. But I just stayed consistent. And there were a lot of days where I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to show up. I didn't want to, you know, post on Facebook and put positive stuff out there, because we're not positive all the time. Not every day is an amazing day. We don't have those vibes. I actually posted about it this morning. I woke up in a weird mood. So that's why I just went to the pool for the day. So being consistent is the secret sauce to the business. You guys hear that all the time, right? I see Nicole's taking a drink too. Cheers, Nicole. I'm getting all hoarse for some reason. So being consistent is the secret sauce of the business. Everybody wants to know the secret. And the thing is this business isn't hard to do. It's easy to do. It's very easy not to do. And especially when you don't have a boss telling you, Natalie's not in your face saying, did you follow the team schedule? Did you create an event page? Did you talk to this person? You don't have anyone telling you to show up at a specific time, to do this on a daily basis. So you really have to be consistent and have that strong why to know on days when you don't feel like doing it that, you know what, I'm going to take my kids to Disney World. That's why I'm doing it. I'm going to retire my parents. That's why I'm doing it. I'm tired of living in this little house, or I'm tired of driving this rundown car. Whatever your why is, that's what you have to be focused on. And it's got to be so strong that on days where you don't feel like it, you're going to show up every single day and you're going to do the work. And the business is a roller coaster, just like life. You know, you have ups and downs, and you have seasons that are amazing and they're awesome. And then you have a month where maybe you're not so hot and you're trying to figure out, like, what happened? You know, like for me personally, I had Success Club 10 in 2 months before May, 2 months in a row. And then last month wasn't so great. And I'm like, man, what happened? What did I do? But I went back and looked at my activity. And I hosted my husband and I hosted a big team event here in Atlanta. And it took a lot of my focus away. And I wasn't showing up doing the things that I needed to do. And so that's why. Because the business is all 30 days behind. So everything you're doing right now, you're not going to see the benefits for 30 days. And vice versa. Like, I know why I didn't have a strong month, and that's why. So being consistent with, it used to be the 3 vital behaviors, but now it's the 4 vital behaviors. And I know that that's probably been drilled into your head. And you're probably thinking, there's got to be something more to this, right? There's got to be something that you're missing. And if you're not doing those 4 vital behaviors, then something is missing. And, just the first one is invite, invite, invite. And if you're not inviting people every single day, then your pipeline is going to dry out, So if you're not inviting people the month of June, guess what? July is going to be really lame for you guys. And that pipeline is done. So you have to make sure that you're inviting people, because if you don't invite, the answer is always going to be no, right? So you have to invite people, and you have to be a product of the product. I've been using Beachbody programs since VHS, and I don't know why, but it wasn't until the 21-day fix came out that I actually followed a program. I did the meal plan, I did the calendar, I stuck to it, and guess what? It worked. I got awesome results. And not that I didn't get results in the past, but I jumped around. I did Insanity one day, I did Turbo Fire one day. I never did the meal plan at all. So be proof of the product, find a program and stick to it. Don't jump around. I know that we get bored. If you guys are like me, I'm like, oh, shiny object, what? Okay. So stick to a program and follow it, because people are watching. And that is like, if you can control anything else but your own personal transformation, focus on that. Focus on you, because people are watching. And your transformation speaks for itself. Of course, your personal development, so important. Recognition is the other kind of new thing that's just been added. Hey, somebody just got out of the bathtub, I think. So make sure that you're recognizing your challengers for little or small accomplishments. Maybe it's someone that went to dinner with their family and they were able to not eat pizza. They got a salad or whatever. That's a big deal. Or maybe your coach sent out her first, script, or reached out to her first person. Little or small recognition goes such a long way. Handwritten cards. I'm huge with handwritten notes and just trying to make someone feel special, because your coaches, your challengers, they're signing up with you because of you. There's something that you have to offer them. So if you can just go take a little bit out of your time to recognize someone, you're going to change their entire day. So make sure that you are doing that recognition piece. It's so important. And then the second piece that I want to talk to you about was just planning ahead and planning for success. You guys have been a coach for 7 years. And I don't know if you guys have done like the personality trainings. I'm for the Emerald. Have you guys done the Emerald, the gyms and stuff, Natalie? I don't have an Emerald piece of me. I have none of it. So I don't have that organization skills. So I've had to force myself. With a paper calendar. I got my stuff all here. I got my paper calendar. So I've had to force myself to be organized. And my dog is here and he's going to start barking. So planning for success. I know that Natalie No. He wants to say hi. Can you say hi, Bentley? Okay, there he is. You got to go, buddy. Go on. So I know that Natalie gives you guys a calendar. And I've actually just started doing this calendar for my team in January. And it is so successful. I'm like, why didn't I plan out my months in advance? So planning your clean eating challenge, planning your business presentations, your sneak peeks, planning your challenge groups, and planning them in a strategic order so that when you do have a clean eating group, you're preparing those people to take them to the next step. So you already know well in advance when your next challenge group is. So you can start planning for your challenge group, because we know a paid challenge group, you have to start promoting it several weeks in advance. So you know by looking at your calendar, like, okay, if our challenge group starts July 5th, that means 3 weeks prior, I'm going to have to create an event page. I'm going to have to start promoting it. I'm going to have to follow up with my clean eating challengers and start moving them to the next level. So planning for success and not winging it is just so huge, and making sure that you know what's going on when. You don't wait to the last minute like, oh my gosh, my challenge group starts tomorrow. Okay, well, are you ready for it? So just planning your month out for success is huge. So being consistent and planning for success are really my biggest tips. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you guys have or anything like that.
I have one really quick, Lisa. What was your aha moment? Like, when did you flip the switch to, okay, I'm just going to do this for hopefully $100 a month, to, wait a minute, this is something that can be completely life-changing? And when was that aha moment? Did you?
I think it would probably have to be, so I signed up in July of 2009, and probably like January of 2010, so this was before fit clubs. Like, I feel so like dating myself, but this was before fit clubs or getting certified or anything like that. I had connected with the Y, and they agreed to let me host a P90X class. So I basically taught P90X live, and I had like 20 people sign up for it. And so I don't even think then it like really clicked. It was really more like I was having fun. And I think that month I made like $1,000 that month. So then I was like, okay, like I might be onto something. So it took a while. It took about 6 months for the wheels to start turning and start clicking. So.
Awesome. I'm starting to think about fit clubs now.
I know. I haven't done one since I moved to Georgia, which will be 5 years. But when I was really building my business, I was doing fit clubs before I left. And, so I know, I think about them all the time too.
That face-to-face interaction. We don't get because we rely on social media so much. So.
Right. Yeah. They're really great too for your teams, just to come together and see each other. And that was really big for me when I was in Illinois, was just because most people don't have anything like really going on, don't really have anything exciting to do. So to be able to come together with a group of like motivated, fun people, it's like people really looked forward to that fellowship every week. So.
Awesome. So we have a lot of people on the call, so I'm sure there's at least one person that has a question for Lisa. Don't be shy. If you have anything at all, while we have her for the next few minutes.
My dog's just chewing on my hat back here. That's how I was able to shut him up. I'm like, here, take my hat. Go chew on it.
Your dog is so beautiful. Anytime you post about, I'm like, oh, pretty baby. Her baby.
I love him. He's so sweet. He's a really sweet little boy.
Gorgeous.
Is everybody coming to Summit?
We have a good bit. Yeah, we have a good bit. Yeah, very excited.
Awesome. Yay, Meredith's going.
She went last year too. It was awesome.
I'm really, really working for that. I keep wanting to say David Bowie, but it's Billy Idol. I almost posted. I was like, oh, so glad I didn't post that. Yeah, I'm really excited about Billy Idol. I'm not a huge Billy Idol fan, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's really cool. They did that.
Yeah.
Really
yeah.
Cool. All right, guys, don't be shy. Anyone?
I have a question. I was wondering if you could kind of give us kind of a view like into kind of your everyday life. Like you wake up, you know, do you go straight to Facebook or do you drink Shakeology and do a workout or, you know, kind of what does your day look like a day in the business?
Great question.
So my days now or my days like when I was just starting out?
Both or either?
Both. Okay. So my days when I was first starting out, I mean, I was working full time. So I would go to work and I used my lunch hour. Like I would meet people at Starbucks. I would take my laptop from work. It wasn't even mine because I was the secretary, so I had access. So I'd take the laptop to McDonald's. I'd connect to the free Wi-Fi. Would work from there. So it was really just trying to work the business with the time that I had available. And then back then, we used to have our team calls at like 10 o'clock at night. It was something ridiculous. Platinum presenters. It was like, and they were like an hour and a half long. They were so long. So it was like, you know, I would get up, try to work out in the morning. I'd work full time. I would use my lunch hours like to meet as many people face to face as possible. And I would typically just ask people, hey, would you like to go to lunch? I wouldn't say anything about Beachbody. And, you know, they always said yes. And so I was really, really kind of shy in the beginning. So I never really said anything about Beachbody while we were there. Like, you know, it's just being a good listener. And people would just like pour out their life stories. And then they're like, okay, now tell me about this Beachbody thing. I'm like, okay. You know, and sometimes they wouldn't ask, and I was okay with that. But I really tried to use my lunch time as much as possible. And then, of course, in the evenings, you know, just one thing that when my daughter was younger, I would block out like from 3 to 6. So when I picked her up from school from 3 to 6, that was just our time. So I put my phone away, you know, and just tried to give her that time. And then she knew, okay, in the evening from like 8 to 10 or whatever, mom's going to be working. So that was kind of my life then. My life now is totally different. Obviously, I'm not working full time. So I typically get out of bed at like 8 a.m. I try not to look at my Facebook first thing in the morning because that can set your entire day. And it's either going to make or break your day. Like I'm a negative 12 prescription, so I'm blind. I'm like this in the morning. And then I'm like, oh my God, why did I see that? You know, so in the morning, I typically try not to look at Facebook right away. But I do block out from until like 11 a.m. or noon just for my time to get my things done. So that's getting my workout done, doing my power hour, doing my personal development, you know, all of that first. Then after that, I'll do calls, or my husband and I will go to lunch, or we'll go shopping or whatever. But if I can block that time out from up until 11 a.m., like that's my time. These are the things that I have to do no matter what. You're non-negotiable. So your power hour, you're going to want to do that first thing. And then my days really just kind of vary. Typically Mondays, Tuesdays, I always have calls in the evening, like team calls and business presentations and things like that. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm kind of good to go, you guys. So you guys have heard that saying, you do a lot for a little in the beginning, and you do a little for a lot in the end. And I'm still doing a lot, but it's still so worth it. I mean, you know, to be able to make your own schedule and create your own life. You're living your life by design, really. So it's totally worth it. It's worth all of the sweat, all of the tears, all of the pain, all the headaches right now to be able to live your life the way you want to live it in a couple of years from now.
Completely agree. And there's a graph that shows like how much you work and then how much you make from that. And then it like goes opposite direction from that. I have to find it, but so true.
Yeah.
Really quick, I'm sure somebody else has another question, but I wanted to ask you, how many business presentations do you do and what kind do you do every week?
So Tuesday nights are dedicated to the team. So I alternate team calls, business presentations. So tonight is our team call, but somebody else is hosting it. And then, so next week, since the 21-day fix is on sale, we're doing a 21-day fix sneak peek. And then we'll alternate. Then it'll be a team call that Natalie is speaking on. And then we'll do another team call, business presentation. And I've kind of gotten away from doing like the formal presentations. I know a lot of people have. But, you know, just always trying to mix it up and do something just a little bit different, whether it's the live event or, you know, that formal presentation or a sneak peek or challenge group sneak peek is another thing that I'll do also. So the live power, have you guys done a live power hour yet? Like a working power hour?
It's been a while. We've done one, and it's been a few months, and I think it was really productive, but we were actually going to do it last week and for some reason switched it up. But yeah, that's definitely something we need to put back on the agenda because it's productive.
Yeah, we did our first one last week and everyone really loved it. I didn't do a Zoom. I just did it on an event page. So yeah.
Listen, guys. All right, we are getting close. I'm sure she is wanting
Can I get one question in?
Yes, go ahead, Billy.
Hey, Lisa. Question for you. Who has been like your biggest mentor since you became a coach?
That is really, really hard. You know, I got started out I'm on Platinum Presenters. So if I really had to choose one, I'd probably say Shalene, just because I've followed her since day one. I mean, I did this social media training like 6 years ago. So I've been to all of her trainings. I've done the Video Academy. You know, that was one that she did a long time ago. I've done Marketing Impact. I've done all of her stuff. So if I had to pick somebody, I would probably say Shalene. Yep.
Okay, good.
Can I ask one question as well?
Sure.
One of the things I struggle with is leadership with my team. I don't know, like, what I should be helping them with, what not to help them with, and let them do on their own. You know, I don't even know how to guide them. Like, I feel like I have coaches that start off and are really excited, and then, you know, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm not showing up, and I don't know. I'm kind of lost.
Yeah. Well, I think that that's really common. It's really unfortunate that not everybody has the same drive. You know, we're all given the same tools. So as a leader, we often beat ourselves up. Like, I must have started this person wrong. I don't know why this person's successful and this person isn't. So all you can do as a leader is lead by example. You know, make sure that you're personally doing the vital behaviors, that you're showing up every single day. And you're going to have 20% of your team that's going to get 80% of your time. So not everybody's going to get it. I mean, I have this one girl that I haven't even done her GSR. And she signed up a month ago. She's super busy. She's got 3 kids. She works as like an x-ray technician or something like that. So she works like 13-hour shifts. And she had 8 success club points last month. And I've never even spoken to her on the phone. So to me, it just goes to show that if somebody really wants it, they're going to make it happen. And you can't really blame yourself as a leader. As long as you're showing up, you're doing the things that you need to be doing. I do a lot of, I used to be a secretary. So part of my job was sending out reminders, making sure everybody knows what's going on when. And we feel like, well, I shouldn't have to remind this person about tonight's call. They should have it in their calendar. But you do. The voice messages on Facebook are huge. So maybe you identify who your 20% is and start a Facebook message thread and just send them a voice message every now and then, like, hey guys, don't forget next week is the clean eating group. You're going to want to set up your event page, da-da-da-da. So voice messages in group threads have been really successful for me lately. And it's awesome if you bring on like several coaches at the same time, because then you can start them all together. So just remember, 20% of your team is going to get 80% of your time, and the other people, you're always going to keep them in the loop and you're always going to be there for them. They're not going to get that focus. They kind of have to earn it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Anybody else before we let her go?
Well, thank you for having me on, you guys. I really appreciate sharing my story with you guys. And, there's every single one of you has the exact same opportunity and potential as the next person. And you just have to stay consistent and believe in yourself and show up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, because it's going to happen. So.
Yes, it does. It does, to all of us.
Yeah, it's some people it's quicker, some people it just takes a little bit longer. So,
well, before we hang up, let's get a group picture. If you are on your phone and you want in the picture, put your beautiful face on. There you go.
It's always so funny.
Yay! Pictures. Anybody else? All right, so I'm going to do on 3. We'll take 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Make sure I don't have a double chin. 3.
I see a foot. Somebody's.
Where was a foot? Oh! A sock foot. Too funny.
When you work from home, hey, that's how it goes.
You can be bottomless, Oh, Lord. Who knows? We all might be bottomless, right? Okay. Anyway, thank you all so much for getting on. And Lisa, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I hope I get to see you in person soon.
Yes, definitely. Hopefully before Summit.
Yes, for sure. So.
All right. Thank you.
Love you all and have a great rest of the week.
Thanks. Bye.